Alright guys, we're going to go through and try applying a little bit of our knowledge from area and perimeter. So I need you to have a full sheet of paper out. So you can pause this if you'd like to real quick, get a full sheet of paper out. Once you have that sheet of paper out, I'm going to have you kind of split up your paper in some way. So you have room for 10 questions. So if you want to on the front, you can split it into maybe 6. Then on the back, split it into 4. So just go down and split it like that for your 4 on the back. You're going to have 10 questions in 1 second here. It's right up on the top left. Now, whenever you're ready. We're going to randomly be cut off here. People are going to come in for help. So I'll apologize now.
Good morning, hi, staff and students.
And for the announcements.
A couple of buses arrive. I need you to hold attendance until 7:50. Again, we just had a couple of buses arrive, so we still have...
For all of these problems, you're going to do the same thing. I want you to read the problem on your own, and I want you to try and solve it by yourself, and then I'm going to go through and do it right down below here. So you'll be able to hear me walk myself through it and solve the problem and just kind of check to see if you're right. So the goal is the same thing, figure out how many you get out of 10 correct. All right, so you can go ahead and pause it right now and try it on your own. Thank you very much. I'll write it down. Good. And you can do any part of that packet if you want to. All right, so the woods behind Adam's house were 2 miles wide and 5 miles long. My suggestion every single time you talk about a problem like this, we draw it. So wherever Adam's house is, you can draw his house somewhere if you want to. So maybe you have a little X to say where his house is. And then you have it's 2 miles wide behind his house, and it's 5 miles long. So I'd say 2 miles here, 5 miles here. Question says, what is the perimeter of the woods? So if I looked at that correctly here, I see 5 on this side, 5 on this side, 2 on this side, and 2 on this side. I know if I'm finding perimeter, I add up all of my sides. So 5 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 should equal 14. I know anytime we talk about perimeter, it just has the unit, so I would say that is 14 miles. Got it. All right, question number 2. You can pause this if you like to, just so you can get working on your own. Paige has a sheet of paper that was 9 inches long and 10 inches wide. What is the area of the paper? So just like the last one, I'm going to go through and I'm going to draw a picture first. I have my sheet of paper, 9 inches long, it's 10 inches wide. Well, however you draw it. If I'm talking about area, I'm trying to find the space inside my two-dimensional shape. I know to find area of a rectangle, it's base times height or length times width. So 9 times 10 gives me 90. So I know the area of the paper is 90 inches squared. Again, that tells me exactly how many square inches would fit inside that box. Question number 3. I'll read it and then you can pause it if you want to. Janet was cutting out some fabric for a friend. She cut a piece that was 7 centimeters wide and 3 centimeters long. What is the perimeter of the fabric she cut out? Oh, it's going to come as a shock to you, but I'm going to draw it. I've got it as 3 centimeters this way. I've got it as 7 centimeters this way. It says, what is the perimeter? So I know that I need to be paying attention to what every single side is. So I look at all those sides. I add them up for perimeter. 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. If you're trying to do it in your head, I know that 7 plus 3 is 10. I know that 7 plus 3 is 10. So 10 plus 10 is 20 centimeters. Got it. Question number 4. I'll read it, then you can pause. A lawn had an area of 20 square feet. If it was 5 feet width, so if it was 5 feet wide, how long was it? Not very well written, my bad. All right, so we go through here. You pause it, sorry. I would draw my picture first. I know that it's 5 feet wide, so I'm going to draw my 5 feet wide. I know that the area, so the inside of my shape, I'm going to draw it in a different color. The area is 20 square feet. I'm supposed to find the length, so I'm supposed to find that. So really, I know that length times width equals my area, so I know that 5 times x has to give me 20. I think you could do it in your head, or you could actually solve it. So if we divide by 5, I know that x turns out to be 4. All right, and I have to make sure I label. We have a story problem, so we label it. So I know that it is 4 feet. I guess I better put it down here. 4 feet long. Got it. Next one. Continuing on here, a bathroom had a length of 4 feet and a total area of 8 feet squared. What is the width of the bathroom? So you can pause it now. Let me do some work here in a second. All right, if I draw this out, I have a bathroom that's 4 feet long, has an area of 8, so I don't know the width, so I just draw it randomly. All right, 4 feet. I know it has 8 feet squared for the area. I don't know that, but I know to find the area, length times width equals the area. So I know 4 times x has to give me the area. I think you know that one in your head already, but again, if we show our work, we divide by 4, x turns out to be 2. So I know that I have 2 feet wide. All right, on this one, Rachel bought some wrapping paper for Christmas that was 4 feet long and with an area of 20 square feet. So really, same kind of problem again. What was the length? Go ahead and pause it. Here we go. Christmas paper, 4 feet long. Uh-oh. 4 feet long. Has an area of 20 square feet. 20 feet squared. We're supposed to find the width. So again, 4 times x has to give me 20. I divide by 4, and x turns out to be 5 feet. That's it. All right, couple left and we're done here. On this one, a restaurant added a new outdoor section that was 7 feet wide and 9 feet long. What is the perimeter of their new outdoor section? I might even add in a piece at the end here and say, why would this information be useful? Try and think about that as well. Go ahead and pause it. All right, we have this patio that's 7 feet wide. It's 9 feet long. That's all it tells us. So we're knowing it's a rectangle here. I know it's 9 over here. It's 7 here. Question's asking for perimeter. So 9 plus 7 plus 7. 18 plus 14. What's that? 18 plus 14 gives me 32. So I know it is 32 feet long. And the question now, like, why would that be useful? Why would I care that it's 32 feet there? So pause it and just think about that for a second. All right, my thoughts on why that might be useful. Maybe if it's an outdoor patio, maybe they want some lights. So maybe, like if I put some colored lights here, maybe they want to hang lights around the outside of it. They have to know how much lighting to get. Maybe they want to put a roof over it, and they have to know how much space that roof's going to have to cover. Maybe they want to put flowers on the edge every few feet and need to know how many feet. A lot of different reasons why that might be useful. All right, so that takes us to this one, hardwood flooring. This is true story other than this part. That part is kind of made up because I didn't want to give you crazy dimensions of my house yet. But here we go. Mr. Heline's hardwood flooring was $1.79 per square foot. True story. If his living room is 17 feet long and 24 feet wide, that's a true story. How much did it cost him to lay the hardwood flooring? That part is true. It's just not all of my house combined. That's just my little living room space. So I'll give you the hard one when we get to composite area stuff. Go ahead and pause it. All right, so my living room, 17 feet wide, 24 long, 17 feet, 24 feet. Saying I want to find how much did it cost him to lay it. So I need to figure out really how much space is in here. I need to figure out how many square feet. If I'm finding square feet, I know I'm finding the area. All right, so rectangle, length times width, so 24 times 17. I get 28, 14, 15, 16. I put my placeholder, I get a 4, I get a 2. So I have 8, 0, 4. So I get 408. Is that dollars? Is that square feet? What is that? Think about it, if I did length times width, and it gives me my answer, that's my area, so that's 408 feet squared. I want to figure out how much it costs. So it's $1.79 per square foot. So if I have 408 square feet, I need to multiply that by 1.79 to figure out what my total money is. I'm going to cheat on this one. I'm getting the calculator out. So I have 408 times 1.79. That gives me $730.32. So just for the living room, laying that flooring would cost $730.32. All right, Mr. Ambrogno wanted to paint the large wall in his bedroom. The wall is 25 feet long and 9 feet tall. If a gallon of paint covers 80 square feet, how many gallons will he need? Go ahead and pause it, people. All right, here's the wall. It is 25 feet long. Nope, that didn't work. It is 25 feet long. It is 9 feet tall. So I've got my wall. Doesn't look like there's any windows or doors or anything. We just have a plain old wall. It's a giant wall he has. A gallon of paint covers 80 square feet. So I need to really know how many square feet there are first. So if I do my length times width, 25 times 9, that gives me, that's supposed to be a 9, but it's just ugly. What's that? 225. So I have 225 feet squared. I know that 1 gallon of paint covers 80 square feet. I have this many square feet, so I need to figure out how many 80s go into that. So I'd be doing 225 divided by 80. If I'm doing this by hand, I look at it and say, all right, 80 doesn't go into 2. 80 doesn't go into 22. 80 goes into 225. If I count by 80s, I have 80, 160, 240. 240 is too high, so I know it's got to be 2, which is 160. Left with 5. Left with 65 there. So I'm going to end up with a decimal. So I'm going to need 2 point something gallons. I really can't buy point anything gallons. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.8. I just know how many it takes to fill 1 gallon. So if I need 2 point something gallons, I know I have to round up. I'm going to have to buy 3 gallons of paint. So I'm going to write out 3 gallons. All right, people, we got a few left. Oh, this might be it, actually. Brinley rode around on the carousel at the zoo 32 times. Holy moly. If you don't know what a carousel is, maybe I should have drawn a picture. Your carousel is like your circle thing. It's got the cute little horses here. There's my horse. There you go. That's my carousel. Okay, so they go around in circles, round and round and round. So that's my example. Brinley rode around on the carousel at the zoo 32 times. If the diameter of the carousel is 18 feet, how many feet did she travel in a circle while on the ride? Best of luck. Go ahead and pause it. All right, I'm going back to my drawing. I got my carousel here. I'm going to draw Brinley just so I have her, so I've got her on the X. She is going around that carousel 32 times. I know the diameter is 18 feet. If I'm trying to find the distance around a circle, which is what this question is asking for, that's circumference. I know the formula for circumference on my pink sheet is pi times diameter. If you didn't know that before, why don't you pause it right now again and try and go through this on your own one more time. All right, so I know that diameter is 18, so I'm doing pi times 18. That tells me that the circumference, if I do that on a calculator, is 56.5. So 56.5. That tells me if she goes around this circle one full time, she's traveling 56.5 feet. Directions say she traveled around 32 times. So if this is one time at 56, I'm going to do this times 32. If I do that times 32, it says she traveled just in that 32 times around 1,809.6 feet. That would be it, folks. All right, I want you to help me out. Go through your 10 questions you have. Count up how many you got right without any help first. Put that top of your paper and just come mark it down. We're going to move in the surface area.